So it's the middle of January, and I caught myself being so overwhelmed yesterday. I was going through my planner and I was like, I have so much to do. These last few weeks have been very chaotic, to say the least, and I just don't know where to start. And so I was home alone, by myself, and I heard something say, do nothing. Like, just don't do anything. And I'm like, what? Don't do anything. And so I decided to explore that thought, that feeling. I recently had a meeting with my naturopathic doctor, and she told me, you're using your brain too much. And I was like, huh? She said, you need to learn how to turn your brain off. Like, you need to learn how to quiet your mind and quiet your brain and just, not allow the thoughts to keep racing and going. And I know that this is something that a lot of people in my life, go through and deal with, because we have lives that we're trying to maintain, and we're also trying to do other things like start businesses and travel and just like all of these things that we have to keep in order. I'm over here and I'm trying to do my podcast, and I'm trying to do my book, and I'm trying to do an audio book, and I'm trying to do Substack, and I'm trying to do YouTube and a vlog page and all of these different things. And now TikTok is getting banned, and now what app do I need to be on? And oh my goodness, the chatter is so loud from everybody else's voices. Is so loud, and I need to just and if that's anybody else, then we just need a minute to just in light of the TikTok ban, I'm asking my friends who are content creators, like, what now? What y'all gonna do? And they're like, we're gonna take a break from social media because it's a lot, And so it is a lot. The outside chatter. And we have the planners, we have the notebooks, we have all of the things. But when you're trying to do multiple things at once, it can get really overwhelming, and it can become very overstimulating. And so when I heard that, the voice in the back of my head just said, do nothing. Be still. Wait for the answers to come to you. Like, if you are questioning, like, what is my next step? What do I need to be working on? What do I need to be doing right now? Maybe what you need to be doing right now is nothing but sitting and resting and letting things kind of play out. I know, me personally, I have a tendency to try to, like, not control the path, but looks kind of, sort of. I just like to know each next step in order. And I recognize that that's not always possible. That's not always how things in life go. Things happen spontaneously that we have absolutely no control over. And we can plan as much as we want to kind of have sort of a direction, right? But we don't always know how things are going to play out and how things are going to turn out. So I got my planner, and I got a general idea of like how I want things to go for this year. But then I thought about it too. We start the year off trying to be so productive. Like trying to, okay, it's January 1st. I'm doing this. Oh, my ink fell out. I'm doing this. I'm going back to the gym. I'm starting my meal plan. I'm doing this. I want to have this done by the spring. And it's like, we actually should just be using the winter time to rest. And I remember I learned this from my spiritual health coach, that I went through a program back in 2023, and she just embedded into my brain, like, rest is productive. Winter is for downtime. Winter is for resting, hibernating, recuperating, like getting yourself back to feeling whole and full after a full year of doing all the things, right? And getting ready for spring when things come back to life, when we come back to life, when our ideas are born. And so maybe that voice was just telling me, like, it's wintertime. Rest, be still. And then when the springtime comes, all of the things that you're trying to manifest and all the things that you're trying to birth and bring to life, you'll have more clarity then. And as hard as that is for me, because I'm like, I don't want to waste a minute. I don't want to waste a day. You know, I want to get all of the things, everything organized, the ideas organized, so that I can pop out and have everything done. Sometimes you do have to just be and just be quiet. And the one thing that the naturopathic doctor told me, she was like, do you ever like sit in silence? And I was like, I mean, I sit and I meditate. Like, I listen to sound frequency healing. I listen to podcasts. She was like, no. I said, I listen to podcasts. And she was like, no, you need to just sit in silence, like just with yourself and your thoughts, and quiet your thoughts. And I'm telling y'all, I've been trying to do this for the last week, and it has been challenging. Who would have thought that not thinking would be so challenging? Because I'm like, is there a how-to guide for this? Like, I need guidance on how to just let things be quiet. So I took some ashwagandha and I just laid there and tried to just listen to the sounds in the room. Just not listen to my thoughts, kind of pushed my thoughts out the way. And she said to start small and to start like, you know, not like, what did she say, like 5 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. I'm just starting little by little, you know, because our thoughts can start to run into each other and they start to get overwhelming. And then when you get overwhelmed with all the things that you want to do, for me personally, I don't know if this is for anybody else, you won't do anything. Like for me, like I just won't do anything. I'll be like, oh, I gotta do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And oh, I'm just so overwhelmed. And I won't do anything. And in therapy, we talked about just focusing on 2 big things. We've been discussing executive functioning because I've been diagnosed with ADHD, and we're talking about executive functioning and just focusing on the top 2 things, making the to-do list smaller so that it's not as overwhelming. Because if you look at something and you have 7 things to do, that is going to be overwhelming. But just start with 2 things. I know in my gratitude journal, I have like the top 3 things that you focus on per day. And that helps me because it's a smaller list. And so I wanted to come on here and just offer that to anybody who might be starting this new year. But this January has started off crazy. It got to the point where I was just like, can we just start over? Can we just rewind a couple days and just start over fresh? Like the new year starts in February, but in reality, the new year starts in April. So we got time to kind of get our things together and just spend the winter time doing more self-care and pouring into ourselves and giving ourselves grace and just loving on ourselves. That's what I'm doing. I haven't really been posting regularly on this channel because I'm trying to figure things out. I'm trying to figure out like business stuff. I'm trying to figure out life stuff, and I'm just taking more time for me. And the more that we pressure ourselves to be productive and to get things done and just be on this wheel of productivity, it doesn't really give us downtime for our minds and for our bodies to like kind of catch up with each other. And so that's what I'm going to be doing. And that's what I would suggest for anybody else who might come across this video. So if you do come across this video, I believe that it's meant for you to see. Because I know, especially if you're online and you see everybody talking about their New Year's goals and 2025 goals, if you haven't started your vision board yet, if you haven't created 2025 goals yet, that's okay. Take your time. I know I already did my vision board and set some goals for the year, but I'm honestly just easing into the year and I'm allowing myself to kind of ease into things. I know people will say, or people have said that, you know, the whole soft girl era or the soft life era is giving people the idea, or it's making people lazy. And I think that we have a unhealthy relationship with productivity that doesn't really allow us downtime. And I'm grateful for my coach who told me, like, rest is productive. You have to, like, get your body back to a rest state so that new ideas can come to your mind, can come to you, you know? And so that's just what I'm doing. I find that when I'm laying in the bed at night, when I'm in a rest state, is when I get the most creative ideas. When I'm just chilling, I'll just be sitting there and I'll be like, oh wait, that's a dope idea that just came to my mind. If you are constantly thinking and constantly busy and trying to do the next thing and get the next thing done, you're not giving your mind time to kind of, you know, create and do these, come up with new things. So that is my advice to you. It's to slow down, stop rushing yourself, stop beating yourself up. We got some time, okay? Life outside of us is going, and it's going. And sometimes life inside of us is going and going and going. And I'm learning that it's okay to slow everything down and relax. Yeah, and just do the best that you can with the time that you have, and do the best that you can with today. Okay, so if this came across your timeline or For You page, I hope that you got some value from it. I hope that you take care of yourself this year. I'm fitting to go and take care of myself and slow down and ease into the rest of my week. And yeah, I'll catch y'all in the next video.